Is it a good idea to ask about the budget? Raise your hand if you've been trained to ask the buyer about the budget. I'm raising mine because that's the way I was trained. Well, let's think about this a little deeper. We've all been taught to qualify the buyer, right? And one way to qualify if the buyer can purchase is to uncover the personal budget if you're selling B2C, or the corporate budget if you're selling B2B. The question we've all been taught to ask is, Mr. Buyer, given what we've discussed, what budget possibilities do you have to do this? Typically, you'll get one or more answers. Well, the budget is too low this year. There's not enough in the budget left. Another decision maker will need to be consulted. Rarely do you hear that the buyer has more than enough money in the budget to close the deal. Now, besides, would you disclose your budget to someone? I wouldn't. So why ask the pointless question? You'll learn a better question right after this. Keep watching. Hi, my name is Christine Harrington, the Savvy Sales Lady, your personal YouTube sales coach, bringing you coaching sessions through video to help you create more success. Now, if you're new to the channel, be sure and subscribe so you don't miss your next coaching session. And watch to the end because you'll receive a bonus tip you won't want to miss. All right, the budget question sets you up for a war on price. When you ask, given what you've discussed, what budget possibilities do you have to do this? In essence, you're saying to the buyer, you go first. Or you might as well say, what can you afford, Mr. Buyer? You set the price. Now, this war on price puts you in a no-win situation. Adam Galinsky of the Columbia Business School shows in his research that 85% of the time, final negotiated prices correlate more closely with who went first. So if you go first with a final higher priced offer, then the final price will result in being higher. However, if the buyer goes first and the offer is low, which it always is, the final price is low. So what's the answer? It's called investment norming. When you get to the point in the sales process where it's time to talk about price, share a range of the costs that's needed to move forward. It sounds like this. Mr. Buyer, given what we've discussed, the ballpark to do this the way you want will be around $100,000 to $200,000 range. Now, this investment norming, it's a concept way to qualify the buyer and set the price range anchor. Anchor meaning the price will not go above or below the range you give. Once you've established a range, the buyer will come back with two types of responses. Well, this is more than I anticipated, but I believe it's workable. Or, we'd never consider spending this much. If the answer you get is the latter, then you know this is not a qualified buyer, so move on. Don't go down that rabbit hole of negotiating price, because you know who loses in that deal. You. Whoever sets the expectation first is the one who will influence the final price. And as a matter of fact, isn't that true within the entire sales process? Be the one who influences and stay in control of the sales process. Now here's the bonus tip I promised. Too many times I see salespeople cut off their nose to spite their face just to make a sale, especially when they need a sale. Not all prospects are the right prospects. There are too many possibilities out in your selling world who are the right prospects. Stop beating the dead horse and start beating the pavement, uncovering the right prospects. Now give me a thumbs up on this video if you're going to apply these tips. And while you're at it, why don't you share this video too? But remember, sales is a journey, not a quick trip around the block. Now I'll see you on your next coaching video.